Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and as well welcome to the second part of this very dashboard creation, which is the sales performance dashboard. In the first part, we've learned how to create this half donor chart that is highly dynamic. So you can actually take a look at that very video and actually follow a link. So in this very video, we actually learned how to create this very kind of chart that we can actually switch from one metrics to another. So if we click on gross profit, you see it shows up right here and change the figures automatically. If we click on the cost of goods sold or the total sales as well. So we're going to learn how to create those metrics we have right here and how to actually show create this very dynamic trim up right here. So without me delaying you, let me just actually take you to the sheet we have it right in. So for me to actually switch my sheet right now, I'm going to go to view. From view, I'm going to click on switch windows, then I go to sales performance dashboard. So I'm going to click on that. So here we are. This is what we've done in the first part. So if you want to learn how to create this chart, just kindly watch my first video. So right now, to create that, I'm actually going to show you where I have my calculation in, which is the back end. So this is what hosts actually all my calculations. So now we're going to actually create a very fine pivot table right here. So all we need to do is go to insert. From insert, we're going to go to the pivot table and actually use the pivot table going to existing sheet. So now go to back end and have it dropped right here. So now I'm going to say okay to it. So the reason why I have it to this very end without having it down below right here is that this one can actually grow at any time. We have just 4 categories. What if we have more categories keep coming in our company? So it's gonna grow down. So for that, if you need to actually give room for growth, so you just have to come to this very end and have it right here. So now that we've just gotten this right here, I'm actually going to analyze this based on a monthly base. I'm gonna remove the date. So now here is what I have. So now I'm gonna actually pick the total sales, the gross profit, and the gross profits and the cost of goods sold as well. So I'm gonna actually remove the grand total because I don't need it. Go to design and go and put it off. Yeah, here is it. So now the next thing I'm gonna do right now is for me to actually click on this and actually Control H. Now just type what you don't want, which is some of I don't want it. So I'm gonna replace it with what? With nothing. So this is what I have. I'm gonna have this closed. So now that I've gotten this right, so the next thing I'm gonna do is for we to create a dynamic chart. To do that, it's gonna be like this. So I'm gonna get my month levels right here. From here, I'm gonna use this equal to and get this right here to have it built just where I want it. Now I'm gonna drag this down. Now here is what we have. Now I'm gonna name this one to be month. So now we have to get this total and this total right here dynamically. So every single time we switch, it's actually going to switch along as well. So for that, I'm going to create something very nice for you to see right now. So come right here and come to insert. From insert shape and click on this and just drag and the satisfaction. So I'm going to remove the outline. See, no outline, the fill. I'm going to make it something like this for now. We can't change it later. So go to developer and click on insert, and you're going to insert this option button. So now I'm going to click right here and have it dropped. So now the first one is what? Is total sales. So I'm going to type total sales right here. So the next thing I'm going to do is for me to duplicate this. Size it again. Click on duplicate. Once you see the plus sign, you release it. So here is gonna be what? Here is gonna be our gross profit. Sorry, cost of goods sold. So the next we're gonna have right here is our gross profit. So we're gonna have our gross profit right here. So we have our gross profit. So this is what we have. So the next one I'm gonna do right now is for you to click on the home control and come to the link. We're gonna link it to this very top right here. So we link into the top right here and we say okay. So if we go back to it, we're gonna see 1. So if we click on the second one which is the cost of goods sold, what we're gonna say is what is 2. So that is how it is. So right now we want to get this varied headers right here dynamically. So what we need to do is for we to use what index. So using the index, we're gonna actually highlight this to what to be the array, and dynamically we're gonna choose this. When we hit enter, this we're gonna have because it's actually sitting at the second part of it. So the next thing is for we to get the numbers that is associated with cost of goods sold right here. So we're going to be using VLOOKUP. So the VLOOKUP is going to be asking for the what? For the lookup value, which is going to be this. We hit comma, and now we're going to actually select everything right here to be the array. So once we hit comma, the next thing we're going to do right now is for we to get what? To have to log this down. So if my key is not working, you can actually click on L4. It's going to actually do that for you automatically. So I'm going to copy and paste it to every part of it right here to have it logged down. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is for me to actually, choose the index number. So the index number right now, I'm going to be using this dynamic index number right here. So I'm going to have it locked down as well, because I don't want it to shift, else we're going to have some errors. So right now we're going to actually use the what is the range lookup is going to be 0. So now when I hit closed, this is what I have. So if you look at it, this is exactly what we have right here on cost of goods sold. So the second one. Now, but we have a little problem, right? You might have it like, oh, what is going on right here? It's not what it is. But don't worry, we're gonna have it solved. Let me just show you what is going on right here. If I switch to what? If I switch to the first one, I'm gonna have something very weird. I'm gonna be having the month again. So I want to do to have this solved this for you to just come back right here and actually have this to be +1. So with that, we're gonna have it set just the way we want it. So this is what we have. So now it's corresponding to what we have on the total sales right here. So if I switch to the second one right now, you're gonna see that everything is working fine. Can you see that? Can you see this? So right now we can actually click on this and actually turn it to what? Click on this Ctrl+1 and go to number, currency, and choose to remove this. Then we hit OK. So this is what we have dynamically. So now we can now build our chart with this. So this is exactly what we want. So we can actually click on this and build our chart from here. So this is just a supporting column. This is our source of data. Every single time this one changes, this will as well change as well. So we can now go to insert. From insert, we're going to actually have to insert this type of chart right here. Exactly. So we don't need any of these axes right here. So we're going to have it removed. Have this one removed as well. And as well click on this to go to the label. So we're gonna have to make it at the end, outside the end, just like this. So now this is what we have exactly. So we can now cut this from here and actually move it to our dashboard. So once we play it right here, this is what we're gonna have exactly. We are almost at where we are in the pivot table. So now what I'm going to do right now is for me to actually right click on this and have it grouped together, because I want to move it. So right click and click on group. So we grouped it. Okay. So we group again. So ungroup and sorry for that. So I'm gonna actually click on this and drag it a little bit right here. So click to group right now. So if I now say group, everything groups. So now I can now move everything together. So right now I'm gonna actually move this to this very end. So now if I now click on this, I can now move it beneath here. I could be making my selection from here, so I'm gonna leave it this way. So now I can click on my chart to actually add a little formatting on it. So go to here and actually click on this. I have something beautiful to stand out like this. This is the first chart we're gonna actually learn how to build. So every single time I click on this, it actually moves and changes automatically for me. I can now go towards to this very home. From home, I go right here and I choose to actually give it a color. So every single time I change, so it changes along with it, and every figures associated it changes as well. So the next thing as well to do is for we to actually get this very dynamic chart built, this treemap. So we're gonna some kind of trick it to see how we can actually have it done, because pivot table will never allow us to build this treemap right here. So we're gonna actually learn how to build that. So I'm gonna switch back right here. So and go to my what? So go to here. The next thing I'm gonna do is for me to just copy this. Instead of me going back to the data source, I can actually copy and remove everything and get to leave what I want to actually use. I think for now I don't need to use any of this. I'm going to uncheck all of them. So this is what I have, right? So now what I'm gonna do right now is for me to actually choose my weekdays, and based on total sales, and it's gonna be based on percentage. So I right click and show value as what exactly. So right now, if you still want to see the header to remove this very raw label, so you're gonna actually go and actually choose this table of form. So here is what we have. So right now, if I should actually go and click on analyze, then go to pivot table, here is our what? Here is our tree map. So right here we cannot actually use this tree map. So for we to trick it, it's just gonna be just like this. So we're gonna say equal to this, equal to this. So all we need to do is to drag everything down to fill it down. This is what we have right now. We've gotten this. This is just a helper column that we actually created just to help our chart to get our chart where we want. So we can go like this, and first of all, before you do that, just click on this and have it built on this one first. Now we can now change because we want this to show dynamically when we choose our chart. So go back right here and actually choose on the trim up. Here we go. This is exactly what we have. So we can now remove this and come to here and put the data label. So we can click on data label right here, then we right click from that, go to format, and this is what we have. So we can actually add our value. This is what we have. So we can choose on this and actually click on new line. It gives us this dynamically, right? So now I can choose to go right here and place it on bold and actually bump it up a little bit. I think I love this, so I'm gonna give it something white. So now I can decide to change the color I have right here. Something very nice is what I'm looking at. So you can just manipulate to see what color actually fits into what you want to do. So if you think this color is cool for you, I think you can actually go with that color. So I think any of these colors right here, just for sample purpose, it goes well. So I can now decrease it a little bit and actually move it to my dashboard. So we move this to a dashboard and we have it placed right here and resize it to actually fit into what we want to actually showcase. So right now I can actually go back right here, or I can choose to do it here as well. Any of it goes to shadow. We still have the same thing as what we have right there, and actually give it the shadow that is going to make it stand out just like this. So you can see this is what we have right here. If we go back to the previous one we've built, we're gonna see the same thing, but just the difference of the colors that we have. Can you see that? This is exactly what we have right here. So the next thing we're gonna do right now is for we to build something just like this. So for we to build something like this right now, so we can go back to view. From view we switch to this and we have it built right here. So I'm gonna go to insert and actually click on this. I'll pick this and drag it right here. So now what I'm gonna do is go to format and click on this to pick the one that actually best define what I want. I think this is what I want exactly. So you can now duplicate this. So you just click on it and drag it. So So you can now resize just like this. So now that we've gotten this, what we need to do next is for we to actually get to build what is going to actually, you know, be shown there. So what I'm going to do is for you to actually click on this and copy again. So place it right here. So we're gonna be moving everything off from this place because we don't need any of this for now. So we build from the scratch what we want. We show the metrics we're gonna want right there. So the first thing we're gonna need is the core, the quantity sold, the total sales, the cost of goods sold, and the gross profit. I think that's the four things we need right there. So when we click on this, we're gonna go to Control 1. We go to number, and we use the comma style separator. So from here we're gonna click on this one and actually click on this and go to currency to actually have this fixed. We're gonna remove this and say okay to this. Now this is what we have exactly. So I told you the sum of, we can actually remove it. So once I actually highlight right here, I can go to Control H because I have it right here before I can actually replace it all. So this is what we have. The reason why we have this is because we're going to actually link this to what we have right on this card. So what we're going to do is for we to actually click on the insert. From here we go to this and actually pick this. This is what we have. So for we to actually have it the way we want it, so we can actually click on dashboard and click back to insert once we actually are ready. So now we're going to have equal to right here because we name what? Sorry, click on this. Then click equal to. So if we just pick this, what's gonna happen? So once we get to the dashboard, we're gonna lose what we have right here. So for that we need to actually give it the name of the sheet. So right now to have that done, what you need to do, don't type it out, just go to dashboard. Already you have the name, come back to this and you have this, and right now you can actually click on the value we have right here and we say okay to it. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm some kind of going to duplicate this and have this cut from here down to dashboard. So I have it placed in. So pick it up and move it, then resize it. So right now I'm gonna bump the text up. Have it bold and change the color to something cool like this. Right? Now what I'm gonna do next is for me to actually copy this. But this is not all I want for. This is not how bold I want every other part of it to be. So I'm gonna actually select here and go back to backend. From backend, I'm gonna be choosing this. So click on this to duplicate it all through. So now this is what I have to change again. So change this to this. And for the last one, we're gonna have to change this to the gross profit. So this is what we have. So we can actually bump this up a little bit, but not as what we have right here. So we can actually click on, yeah, I think we go to go. So we select this and double click on this one to have the formatting as long as you want. So this is what we have exactly. So now the next thing we're going to do right now is we to actually get to see the names of just like come right here and actually pick on this. Let's see, to show quantity. So we cut it off from here down to the dashboard. So we say quantity, this is what we have. So click back on it, actually pick it down right here, centralize it. So now we can now duplicate it for others to get your names. Sorry. So kindly release your mouse and actually before you take your hand off your control. So when you click on the control, it gives you the plus sign to actually make you to duplicate that. So right now I'm going to click on this and actually give it the right name. So go to backend and it's going to give us the total sales, and this is going to give us with the gross profit, I presume. Yep, I think the gross profit or the cost of goods sold. Now the gross profit is right here. So that is the last one. So we cannot give it our formatting, so we can go down and actually bump it up to something like this, have it on bold. So this is what we have, right? So what we need to do right now is for we to get the icons that we have right here on this. So to get the icons, so what we need to do is for we to actually go to and we don't need to actually create it from the scratch. So we can go to view and copy the icons we have right here. So just copy these icons. So just click on copy and go back to where we from and have it pasted right here. So this is exactly what we have. So we're gonna give icons to those ones as well. So we can go back to view. From there we go to home. We just pick on those icons we have in between this. So just need to Ctrl C and copy. So click on view and switch back. So we can click right here. So this is exactly what we have. So as you can see, we are having something similar to what we have right there. So the next thing we're gonna do right now is for we to see how many of these we have, which is how many of the filters we have right there for to create our filters. So we have this we have the month level, the style, the search rep, and the gender. So when we switch back, so we can go right here and see how we can actually name all our charts for the first time. So now we have this topic category. So this is gonna be our half donor chart. So click on analyze and actually come and rename this one to a half chart. So it gives us that. So those are the metrics we have right there that shows us the total, the dynamic total, product, and stuff like that. So for we to know which one is this, we can actually click on this design and go to this layout. So we're just gonna be using tabular. So it's customer. So just do the same thing to this. Go to tabular form. Do the same thing to this. Search tabular form, and when we do the same thing to this, it's gonna give us the ID. So why do we use the ID? Because we want to get the total transactions we actually have. So now we're gonna click on this analyze and just like ID metrics. So once we click on this, we do the same thing to it. So we're gonna say stop. Stop metrics. So we use the product as products metrics, and the final one is gonna be this, or in this range. So we're gonna be using this one to be customer metrics. So we hit OK. So we proceed to see if we can still have something named. So I think this is what we just did. This is the switched one. So we can click on this and just name it something that we can actually remember. So it's gonna be switched metrics. So that is that. So well, this one is gonna be on the week there. So we're gonna say week there metrics. With the treemap. So with the treemap. So right now we can actually create right here, go to analyze, and from there we'll click on this very slicer. So we're gonna be actually taking the month level. So we have the month, we have the star, we have the gender, I think we have the category, I presume we have the category. I don't know if we have the category for real. I think that should be that what we have. Okay, we have the category level. So once I click OK and hit that, So it's some kind of gonna be like this. So now I can now click on this and this and come to option to have it reduced. So I'm gonna cut it away from here down to the dashboard. So let me have it placed right here. So now I can now pick one by one and have it dropped here. Pick this style. So let me pick the category. So I now pick this and exactly this is what I have. So now if I now check and see if what I've just done is corresponding. So we have month, we have star, we have sales rep and gender. So I think we are missing one. So that is the sales rep that we've not actually have right there. So we can go back to the back end and go to analyzer from there. And the sales rep is picked. So we cannot cut it off from here down to the dashboard level. So we can do the adjusting manually from here. So it's showing 2. So that means we don't have categories level because we have the category being shown right here. So we can actually get this to be here just like this. So you can now resize this. I'm gonna actually get this down. So I'm gonna be clicking on all of them and go back to option to actually increase this a little bit. Exactly is what I want. So right now I can now just go and actually choose my formatting, how I want it to actually look like, something like this. So we're actually going to learn how to format right here today, but we have where to actually format our sliders to actually fit into what we want. So right now I'm going to actually link this to every part of it. So I can actually click on report connection. So from there I can actually link to every part of it right here. So once I click OK, so it's gonna be linked. So I can actually link the same thing to every part of it right here. So this is the stars. So link it to every part of it. So you click OK. So you're gonna click on this one as well. So report connection. So you link it to every part of it as well. Hit OK. And the final one is gonna be on the month level. So you click on report connection. So we have it linked. So I think that is all we need. So once we actually say OK to it and we go right here, we're gonna see that it's actually changing things up and all of that. So we can see all that. So once we actually come and pick this particular store, we have all the metrics changes automatically. So in that store, I'm selecting one store, so I have just one store being selected. If I actually hold my control and select the second store, I'm gonna have 2 stores selected. It's gonna give me 2 store metrics and how many customers we have from those 2 stores and how many products plus how many transactions we have in those 2 stores and which of the days we have the best sales as well of that. So we can actually click on this and actually make it a little bit down. So now what we need to do right now is to just get some dynamic labeling right here. So go to insert and just about to wrap this up, click on that. Right now we're gonna have something like week there. So week there view. So I'm gonna give it my type of font. I don't like that. It's just basically for figures. So weekday view. So I can copy this to what? To here. Just copy this. I have it changed to what? Monthly view. Monthly view. So just bring it right here. So this is gonna be our category view. So whoever comes to see our dashboard will definitely know what he is looking at. So categories. So now this is what we just have. This is what we need to have. And the next thing we're gonna do is for we to actually create the second part of the third part of this very tutorial. So I'm gonna actually stop it right here, and we continue from here. Where next we actually come back to this very video. So please, if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly hit the subscribe button to support this very channel, just to help it grow. I want to say thank you very much for staying this very long and staying this very far as well. So if you've not watched the first part and you are curious to actually know how to create this kind of chart, please kindly do so to go to the very video that is associated to this very charts and how to build this half donor chart. Is very simple, very easy, very straightforward. Learn how to do that. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and actually watch more of my videos every single time I drop a new video and new analytic content for you guys. So thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe and stay safe.